I just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things, right? I want to be as candid and open as possible. Hopefully we get a good reception because I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere right now, which is what to be, you know. But I want to be as open and candid as possible. You know, I care about my girlfriend, but I also want to say that there's problems with our society, and that symptoms of these problems appear in my girlfriend all the time. And I want to be candid about that because I don't want to go on social media and paint this picture that my life is perfect all the time. I don't want to do that. I have problems like everybody else does. You know, yeah, I do own my own farm. I do own my own like kind of homestead, and I am like a super prepper, and I'm not financially hurting. Let's just say that, right? I'm not financially doomed by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't want to sit here and say boo-hoo, you know, pity party for Jereb, because no, there shouldn't be a pity party for Jereb. I have a pretty amazing life in many ways. I have a lot to be thankful for, but I've also went to prison for 78 months for no reason. So you get some and you lose some, and it's important to remember that. But right now, you know, this is the first time I'm alive like this. I don't usually do candid stuff like this. I don't even know if the reception is going that well. I don't even know if you guys can see me that well. Maybe the reception is good. Maybe it's not. I don't fucking know. Maybe am I coming in loud and clear? I can't really see the chat, so I don't really want to do this while I'm riding, even though I'm not riding that fast. But I'm going to tell you some things about hot girls, because I'm in a relationship with a hot girl right now, as you guys are aware. I'm in a relationship with Nicole. I'm going to tell you the cold, hard truth about hot girls. I'm going to tell you why it's well known that hot girls are crazy. The reason hot girls are crazy is because everybody's always coming to save them. My girlfriend has a never-ending supply of simps that can come pick her up. If she doesn't want to hop in their car, she's not going to hop in their car and be picked up by them, because they're losers, and she knows that they're losers. I don't even make any effort to be all up in her inbox and shit. Sometimes I go there just for entertainment, and I see her ghosting all these people, right? But she knows that if she messes up in this relationship, that there's a never-ending army of lesser men that can come pick her up. So that's the reality of being a so-called Chad, right? Is, you know, there's a never-ending supply of beta orbiters with Ford pickup trucks and fake duck hunter hats that are going to come get her, right? And so, like, Chad has it bad. You guys say I'm a Chad, right? Chad has it bad, okay? And Stacy has it bad too, because Stacy gets fuck zoned. There's a never-ending supply of rich men that don't really want relationships, that don't want to hook up with her but are willing to fuck her. So these women end up really getting messed up, and in a way they are a victim. They're a victim of a society that doesn't teach them personal responsibility, doesn't teach them accountability, right? They're a victim of a society that bails them out of every problem. They're a victim of a society that says, oh, poor you, everything's like going bad for you. There's some deer up here. Let me see if I can flip the camera. I don't know, you guys can see it. There's some deer up here we're coming up on. Yep, there's the deer right there. I don't know if you guys can see him or not. Way down there, there's a deer. You probably won't want to wait till the last second. Hey, Bambi. Hey there, Bambi. Hey. Hey there, Bambi. Yeah. You guys see Bambi just now? Anyways, that's Bambi. I could have got closer, but I fucked around and startled Bambi there. So I'll do these more. I don't like doing these fucking live streams. I know you guys enjoy them because I'm out doing shit, you know, and I can flip the camera around and we can look at what I'm doing. This is a very peaceful place for me, you know, and I think sometimes people just got to get the fuck out of their house. People got to go outside, you know what I mean? And I'd like it if my girlfriend did this with me, but I'm just going to keep it real, guys. My girlfriend is locked in a perpetual state of, forgot what it's called. Repetition compulsion to repeat the trauma, the bad things she's went through. And so we do what we're comfortable with as human beings. You know, we do what we're comfortable with. People always do that which they're comfortable with. And so even if it's destructive, even if it's negative, people are always going to do that which they're comfortable with. You know, for me, it is comfortable for me to sit at home all day on the computer, never going outside. And the fact that my girlfriend wants to do that, I could use that as an excuse to do it myself. Because part of me wants to do that. Part of me wants to eat pizza all day and never leave the fucking house. Part of me, I got a message from my girlfriend when she sees this. Part of me doesn't want to be in a relationship either. Part of me wants to eat pizza and watch Pornhub all day. Remember that part. So we all do things that we might not want to do. But see, another thing is, like, once you go outside, you enjoy it. It's beautiful out here. Why the fuck would I want to be inside staring at a screen right now when I could be out here? So, and I know a lot of you guys are at work, or maybe you're at home staring at a screen or something. And I know it's hot outside, it's the summer, but it ain't so hot during the evening times. And I got this, I'm hot right now. I got this fucking rain jacket on because it was raining earlier. But man, you got to get outside. Human beings are not meant to be on a screen all day, you know? So I hope you guys take the things I'm saying with a grain of salt, because this current modern world we live in, it's built off of perverse incentives. And I don't want to go too fast because I don't want the wind to pick up. I gotta slow down a little bit. I don't want the wind. I don't got a good microphone right now, so if the sound quality is good. Carlos Fernandez, what's up, man? Guys, if you could, I'm not in the goon cave right now. I'm not in my goon cave. I'm out here in the world. So if you could go on Telegram, go on Discord, let everybody know JordanJJereb is live, that would be much appreciated, you know, because I'm not in the goon cave. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I saw the movie Gravity the other day, and there's a scene in the movie Gravity where the guy tells the girl, you know, I get it, you want to be up here, turn off all the lights, and basically just sit up here and die in this thing rather than go home. It's from the movie Gravity, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, like that movie, I've seen it before. I saw it when I was in prison. We watched it on the Securus tablets, and when I was in prison. And that part of that movie, that scene is true, man. It's easy to stay in the goon cave all day. It's easy to eat pizza. It's easy to masturbate. I'm not gonna lie to you, sex is work because the tempo is different. And when you masturbate, you get to decide when you come, and then you just fall asleep and there's no emotions involved. There's not another human being involved. It's easy to eat pizza. It's easy to masturbate. It's easy to play video games all day. It's easy to do that shit. Anybody can do it, and many men are choosing to do that right now. And the reason they're choosing to do that right now is pretty simple, because the way our women act is ridiculous. I have a girlfriend that is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, or some of you guys might say she's an 8, whatever, but I think she's a 10, and she definitely hot, no doubt about it. Like, nobody will disagree with me on that. And I can tell you right now, having a hot girlfriend is very challenging. I'm not going to say it's a nightmare, because, I mean, me and her, we're working through it. We are working through it. But I got to tell you, man, these attractive women that were born in the 90s grew up in a world where there was no consequences, no personal responsibility. And so there was always somebody there to save them, right? And I'm not gonna lie, right now there's somebody there to save her if she decides she doesn't want to live with me, but she knows I'm the best possible option. So I don't sit there worrying about the stupid Facebook messages. I don't sit there worrying about that, because I know every guy is messaging her. What, is there any fucking rocket scientist messaging her? She just got out of prison. So I'm not sitting here worried about that shit. But at the same time, it's emblematic of the fact that if she made a bad decision, somebody's going to come save her from the bad decision. And that's how it is with all these girls, right? And so it ruins them, and it turns them into perpetual victim cycle. They can't ever mature or grow because you're always going to have some simp. You're always going to have some Captain Save-A-Ho is going to come save these girls, right? And that's why there's that hot crazy matrix that dudes talk about. That's why, you know? And so I'm out here just having to process it. But what's important is that I have a 360 degree view. What's important is that I know what the fuck is going on. What's important is that I can come out here in nature. I can experience the nature, see what the fuck's going on. And you can come out here and think and just unwind. And guys, you got to get outside your house or you'll go crazy. If I had a 9-to-5 job and I get home and the only thing I did was scroll on TikTok and Facebook all day, I swear to God, if I had a life like that and I couldn't get out of that, I would put a gun to my head and commit suicide. But you have that, you don't have to commit suicide. You have to just, instead of committing suicide, you need to stick a gun, an imaginary gun, to that imaginary part of your brain saying that you have to live like that, and you got to pull the imaginary trigger and you got to blow that imaginary part of your brain out, because that's the part. You don't have to blow your whole brain out. You just have to blow that part out of your mind. So get an imaginary gun and put the imaginary gun to that part of your brain and blow those thoughts out of your head, because that is no way to live. You don't get home and then sit in a dark room on your cell phone, scrolling, looking at memes on Facebook, just mindless, nihilistic brain rot. You got to go outside. So those of you that are watching this today, if you haven't gone outside today, then go outside tomorrow. I'm not even saying you got to go out today. Go outside. And once you go outside, at first you're going to be resistant, but then you're going to realize how good you feel outside. Get outside. Some of you got girlfriends. You got to get away from those girlfriends. If they don't want to come riding e-bikes with you, fuck it, leave them at the house. They want to sit there talking to all those beta males on Facebook all day. I mean, I know this. She ain't hopping in any of their trucks, because ain't no rocket scientist or politicians hitting her up on Facebook randomly, that's for sure. You know? So yeah, I'm out here just riding the e-bike, just chilling, hanging out. This is the first time I've ever done a live stream just out and about. You know, and I hope that people take what I'm trying to tell them seriously. You got to get out there and live life. It's easy to give up. And if you got money and you got wealth, it's easy to go into a cocoon of Pizza Hut. I'm talking to you rich guys out there too, right? Because I know I got a couple of rich subscribers that have even more money than I do. And it's easy to get into a cocoon, man. I get it, bro. Pizza Hut and Pornhub and video games. I get it, bro. I'm telling you this as a person that owns a farm and that has a hot girlfriend. It's easier to do that than to have a life, than to have social interaction. People are complicated, especially today with all these perverse incentives and people not taking responsibility for their actions. Guys, I need to speed up a little bit. I need to get some speed. I feel the need for speed. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Let me speed things up. Let me get my need for speed out, okay? I'm gonna go faster than this. You got to get out there and you got to live life, guys. You got to come out here and touch the grass, feel the wind. I know you want to stay in your cocoon. I know Pizza Hut and Pornhub and video games is fun. I get it. I've fucking been there. And I know relationships are hard, because I'm on right now and it's hard. It's hard. It's not fucking easy to do these things. I get it. I get it. Our ancestors had to do things they didn't want to do. You think I want to stop at this crosswalk right now? If I don't, I'll get fucking smushed. Yeah, I'll get fucking smushed. Eco63, what's going on? Carlos Fernandez, what's going on, man? What's going on, guys? I hope that this live stream is coming in loud and clear. I hope people can see me. Today, we're hopefully not getting run over. Hold on, guys. It's kind of a weird thing out here because you'd think that I'm in an urban area because there's crosswalks and shit. But I'm in a very rural area. I'm in the middle of nowhere. But you see, there's so many rich boomers live out here that they've built urban infrastructure like crosswalks and shit. I just think it's bizarre. It's just funny to have a crosswalk, like an urban-looking crosswalk you'd find in the city, like in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know? It's just funny to see that. It's a sight to behold, I tell you that. And I can't go too fast because my microphone's not that great, guys. So I got to slow down. And I'm a little bit exposed to the wind here. So I got to kind of, for you guys to hear me, I got to get close to the phone. You can hear me nice and clear now, guys? We're good? Thumbs up, I hope. Hold on, guys. I'm changing some settings on the e-bike here. So I am e-biking right now. For those of you that might have just tuned in, we're doing our first stream where I'm actually live, just doing shit, enjoying life. You know, I had to get out the house away from my girlfriend because my girlfriend is extremely hot, and extremely hot girls are crazy, and there's always somebody there to save them. So they never learn how to be good, normal people. It's weird, right? Like their hotness is a curse. It really is. And so it's very difficult having a hot girlfriend. It's very difficult. And you see right now you'll notice there's several Ford trucks speeding down the road at about 80 miles per hour. And what we call these are like beta necks, fake rednecks. What they do is they go and they finance a truck, right? They don't really own anything, but they can pay $200 a month for a truck. It's literally the only thing they own. And so they use it to impress all these women, trick them into making them think they actually have some money when they don't. And then like they get these girls pregnant and they get on the fast track to being a loser for their entire life. You see these guys everywhere. It's actually pretty crazy. It's actually pretty crazy. Like, that's the speed run to ruining your life. If you want to ruin your life, if you're 18 years old right now, I'm going to tell you the fastest way to ruin your life. The fastest way to ruin your life is to finance some kind of car that you can't afford and do it on it looks like you can't afford it because it's like, oh, it's only, there goes another one. There goes another one, right? And so like, I'm telling you, bro, I'm on my e-bike right now, and I actually have money, and I actually own property because I'm on this e-bike, because I didn't buy a new truck when I was 18. That's the road to hell, guys, I'm telling you. When you buy a truck at 18 years old, that shit right there is the road to hell, because why are you doing it? You're doing it to attract women, right? And so these women think you have money. Next thing you know, you get one of them pregnant, and you don't own shit. You see what I'm saying? So cars, if you can afford one, get one. Pay for it with cash. But cars are not an investment. They're a depreciating asset, guys. They're a depreciating asset. The moment you drive them off the lot, they're not worth anything. Kai, hello, what's going on? NK Lundy, what's going on? Wesley Snare, what's going on? I can't look at the screen too much because I'm on the path. Yeah, look, it depends on who you are, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you're literally, I wouldn't finance a new car. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that I could tell you some basic financial advice. I think anybody that's like a hedge fund manager, anybody that knows anything about money will tell you when you're 18 years old, you should not finance a new car. That is a bad financial decision. You should buy a slightly, even if you're loaded with money, you should buy like a slightly used car and pay for it with cash. Like, and some people are getting mad and leaving the chat right now because they don't want to believe that I'm telling them the truth. They want to be like, no, man, you can get by making payments. Okay, well, when your car crashes, you still owe those payments. So now you could have a car, and the insurance companies are going to fuck you. If you're a millennial or Gen Z, the insurance companies can legally discriminate against you, fuck you. They deny your claims. Like cars for young people, I'm telling you, they're trying to fuck you over. And I'm going to buy a car soon, but I'm 30 years old. I have money now, and I can afford it. For young people, cars are a screw job. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get one if you can afford it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a car. I'm just saying realize the game they're playing. They're going to pull you over. They're going to tax you. The insurance sucks. You get profiled. You get pulled over by cops more. All these girls are going to use you as a simp taxi service. It's bullshit. If you want to speed run your life getting ruined at 18 years old, buy a fucking car and get it on a payment. Get like a brand new Hellcat and then pay like 25% interest rate to where you're paying for the thing for 15 years. If you want to speed run ruining your life, that's how you do it, right? Because you're going to get attention from women. All these women are going to suck you dry after that because they're going to, you think women are stupid. Some of them are too. So you're either going to get a stupid woman or you're going to get a woman that knows exactly what she's looking at, knows you're just a nobody that has a nice car. So take your pick. You're going to get a woman that knows you're a nobody that just has a nice car, or you're going to get a stupid girl. Either way, it's not going to end well. So I'm telling you guys, if there's any young people watching this right now, do not buy a new car on financing unless you're like literally, I guess if we got some young rapper or something listening to this, then I guess, you have several million in the bank or something. This doesn't really apply to you, right? But for the rest of us that don't get saved by some random lottery ticket, I'm telling you, like, if you want to speed run ruining your life, you do it by buying a car and by trying to get attention from women at 19 years old. These women are going to fucking bleed you out to dry, okay? When you're 30, you're ready for a relationship. That's when you're ready for a relationship, when you're 30. But I do think if you're a young guy, I think you should get your heart broken. And I think you should ignore some of my advice because it's only after you've gotten your heart broken, really, that women start to value you. It's strange because when you're capable of falling into that puppy dog love, women lose respect for a man that's a puppy dog. You get what I'm saying? So my girlfriend knows that I'm not going to fall that deeply in love because I can't fall that deeply in love. And if I could fall puppy dog love, she would see me as being compromised. Women would see that as being compromised. And so really they lose respect for you if you're like a puppy dog. So I would say if you do need to get your heart broken if you haven't already. So you should probably ignore some of my advice and you should probably get your heart broken at the same time. Just do it in a way to where you can make a clean break. Don't get married and lose all your shit. And don't finance a new car to attract a woman. That's the speed running for ruining your life. Yeah, man, I went to the dealership and they gave me a cookie. The car dealer, they'll give you a cookie and a cup of coffee right before they fuck you. I'm telling you, man. The car dealership, when they're talking to a young person, you guys ever play Grand Theft Auto 5? Don't be, what's Michael's son's name? You remember Michael's son on Grand Theft Auto 5? Yeah, don't be that fucking guy, okay? Yeah, they'll give you a cookie and a fucking, they're trying to enslave you for the next 15 years of your life. So, of course, they give you some cookies and some hot cocoa before they do it. That's why they do this shit at the car dealerships. You walk into the car dealership and they're about to get a sucker, so they give you a cookie and some coffee right before they fuck you. Because they like to take you to eat, give you some cookies and some hot cocoa before they fuck you. I guess they do more than They do more than a lot of these women do for you, I suppose. At least they give you a car. But I mean, you know, you're stuck. You're in indentured servitude for this depreciating asset. You guys need to listen to David Ramsey. Like, David Ramsey really is not telling you wrong. Guys, I got the need for speed. I'll be right back. Got to speed up here. We're going to go fast now. We're going to go fast. We're going over the bridge. Look how much fun I'm having on my e-bike. Got my e-bike that I own. It's completely mine. No payments, no creditors, no debt, no army of hot girls thinking I'm some stud to take all the fucking money. Girl back at the house, my girlfriend, she's in the draw. Oh, look at this thing right here. You guys see this big giant turkey vulture? This is the types of shit you see when you come outside. There's a big, huge turkey vulture eating God knows what on the side of the road. You get out there, experience life. I'm actually going to turn around, though, because I do have to go back. I do got to go back home, guys. I do got to go back home. I got to go talk. I got to go talk to my girlfriend because I did need a break from her. That's why I did this. This is why I did this, because I did need a break from her. But now it's time to go back, and it's time to talk to her. And, you know, I hope that I'm imparting some wisdom on you guys. I hope I am. And I hope you, and I know a lot of you guys are preaching to the choir, but there's landmines everywhere, bro. For young people, for young men right now, there's landmines everywhere. And car ownership, if not done correctly, is one of them. Is everything okay with Nicole? Overs or bad? Or yeah, everything's fine. I mean, everything's as fine as it could be. But you know, I got a woman, and women are work. Guys, it's the truth. I know a lot of guys go on their social media feeds and they tell you that life is all hunky-dory, and the reality is everybody's life is kind of a struggle, you know. Nobody has a perfect life. And I know you guys might think that I live some perfect life and that me and Nicole never have arguments or disagreements. No, we have arguments, we have disagreements. I have the final say because I'm in charge. Jereb Farm is mine. What I say goes, but she's still going to let her opinion be known, you know. And the thing is, you know, I don't want to go into all the personal details of what me and her are going through, because I mean that's really between me and her. Oh, hold on, guys. Get across this bridge here. Hold on, guys. But we got a bridge to cross. So for those that are just joining, I can't see how many people are in the chat, but for those that are just joining and for those that watch this later, like I said, the problem with hot girls, and I'm in a relationship with a hot girl, they never take personal responsibility. There's always some Captain Save-A-Ho is always going to come save them. So there's never any personal responsibility when you're in a relationship with a hot girl. You've got to realize that. And so I'm in a relationship with a hot girl. And so it's not all what you guys think it is. And I'm having to teach her how to take personal responsibility. No, we didn't really have a fight. We haven't really had any, we don't really yell at each other. We don't really have, because she knows not to do that, not to beat me to getting mad. She knows not to do that. So we didn't really have a fight. It's more, I don't want to put all my business out there, and I don't want to put all her business out there. So I'm only going to say a little bit about this. I'm not going to go balls deep into this subject because it is her business. But the bottom line is, I want her to get outside more. That's kind of the bottom line. She has her own demons she has to fight, just like we all do. We all have our own things to go through, and you can't fail unless you try. And so I don't mind people failing. What I don't tolerate is people not trying. And I feel like she needs to get outside more for her mental health, for her progress, for her spiritual development. I think she needs to come out here and enjoy the beautiful nature. I think she should be out here with me right now, making this live stream with me right now. And so what she needs is encouragement. Maybe you guys could help me do that. I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel comfortable doing that or not. I know she reads your comments, Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give her time. That's another thing. She just got out of prison like a week and a half ago, so she just needs time. But the main thing is, I don't want to put all her business out there with mental health related stuff, but there's some diagnoses, and I'm not going to say what they are because it's not the business of the internet to know that, unless she wants to make it the business of the internet. If she wants to talk about it, it's just like when I went on stream, a lot of people criticized me for talking about her past, but I asked her, is it okay if we talk about her past on the stream? I deliberately asked her when I went on Focus Trip. And I want to give a shout out to those of you that were on Focus Trip with me for moral support. Because, Glow So Bright is on the attack. And Glow So Bright really made himself look like a edgy adolescent teenager on that stream. And if Glow So Bright is watching right now, because he might watch later, or maybe he's watching now, Glow So Bright, bro, I hope the best for you. But the way you're acting right now is you're acting like it's a skulking. You remind me of one of these teenagers that's like in the edge of the parking lot, skulking around, smoking cigarettes, and hates the world. Glow So Bright has to get past that shit, because I have extended olive branches to him about 20 times to try to help him realize that I'm not who he thinks he is, and to try to make him look like he's not a total teenage angst volcano. I've been trying to help him pull himself out of the teenage angst volcano. I've tried to make him look like kind of a more responsible person. I tried to make him look good because I don't want to shit all over Glow So Bright. But if you shit all over yourself, if you rub shit all over yourself, brother, I'm not going to rub the shit off of you. I'm not going to grab a towel and literally rub the shit off. I'll hand you a towel. I'll hand you some soap and water, but I'm not going to do anything more than that. And so I've tried with Glow So Bright, but he's not accepting the olive branch, right? Even though all the grown folks in the chat, Trench Grenade, all the people like that, were trying to egg him toward that. They were trying to be like, look, bro, he's giving you an olive branch. Take the fucking olive branch. And he wouldn't do it. So he's in this state of, he's just in a really negative teenage angst volcano. I mean, yeah, okay, so Ozer Bador is saying he's not even worth the time. And you're right, bro, because the truth of the matter is Glow So Bright has 2,000 subscribers and I've just hit 7,000, right? So why am I even sitting here having a discussion with somebody that has like 4 times fewer subscribers than me? Or 3 times fewer. I mean, I got 3 times more subscribers than Glow So Bright, and I've been getting more every week. It's entirely possible that this time next month, I'll have 10,000 subscribers. Very likely, very probable, entirely possible. And you got Glow So Bright. The fact that I have even taken the time to treat him as an equal, the fact that I've even taken the time to extend olive branches to this guy that he swatted down over and over again, when I have 3 times as many subscribers as he does, and when I own my own farm, when I have a hot girlfriend that is driving me crazy at the moment. I've got too much shit going on to deal with Glow So Bright. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to extend one more olive branch to Glow So Bright. If he doesn't take it, I am going to ignore him and I'm going to make him irrelevant, because the only reason he's getting attention right now is because I've made him relevant. I have 3 times as many subscribers as him, right? Now, he could accept this olive branch. He could come hang out with me, and maybe I could get him a girlfriend. I could get him a female inmate. Rather than him making fun of people, maybe we could get him a girlfriend, and maybe he could be a fellow brother, you know, somebody part of the tribe. Maybe he could really be part of something. But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to come hang out, because it's easy to tear other people down, and that's what he wants to do. So he wants to run a Entertainment Tonight TMZ YouTube channel. He wants to be like Valhalla VFT. And I'm just not interested in doing that. I'm just not, you know? Yeah, he just wants attention. And that's fine to want attention, but I'll be damned if you just go about it in a way that's retarded. At least do something entertainment and do something entertaining, you know? So I hope you guys are doing well out there. I want to thank all of my hardcore core audience, the guys that were with me from the beginning, because there was people that didn't believe in me, and there was people that wanted to shut me down for years and years and years. And then there's those of you that didn't give up on me, and I want to thank you guys. Even if you don't watch it now, you'll probably catch it later. And I know some people love hearing me talk, and they love my inspirational talks and stuff. I know there's a section of my audience that loves that shit. Fuck inspiration. Go out there and just do it. You know, the Nike slogan? That's the cool thing. A lot of retards know the Nike slogan, just do it. Even low IQ people know that, and they go out and they just do it. It's the higher IQ people that overthink things. I learned this in prison. Higher IQ people overthink shit. Analysis paralysis. Just go do it. It's better to make a bad decision than no decision at all. Fuck. Some people really are indecisive. And I'm not saying you shouldn't analyze. Look at all your options, analyze, but then just make a decision. Especially if it ain't a big decision. You don't got to spend 20 minutes thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner. My God. Hello, Dan. What's going on, Dan? Good to see you in the chat. ViewsandX, what's going on, man? They were calling my subscribers Nazis. ViewsandX is my favorite black Nazi, because we're all Nazis. So shout out to my favorite black Nazi. You know, I mean, holy shit, bro. I got other conservatives, other people on the right, rather. I don't even know if I want to call myself conservative at this point. Other people on the right calling me a Nazi. This was just insane. I thought only liberals did that. Anybody that disagrees with me is a Nazi. So, yeah, we're on that Kanye West shit in here. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. But yeah, I'm going home now, guys. I'm going to go talk to my hot girlfriend. Just remember, guys, hot girls cause a lot of drama. They cause a lot of drama because there's always, growing up, they've always had somebody ready to come save them. So they never learn personal development, you know, and it really hurts them. But I'm going to help Nicole. I'm going to help her learn. I'm going to help her grow and mature. I'm not giving up on her. Axe to grind. I saw your comment on there. I agree with you. I think we're winning. We're starting to win. You know, we're starting to win, right? Because it's not. I mean, we got Views and X in the chat. Views and X, you guys know is he's black, or he's certainly not white. He's like mixed. And so the thing is, we don't hate other people. I don't hate other races at all. I just don't like how Ben Shapiro gets on television and says that America is a collection of ideas, but his nation, Israel, is not a collection of ideas. His nation is a place and a people, and they feel like they have the right to control their demographics in Israel. But then when it comes to America, they say that we can't. So I'm for other ethnic groups, and I'm for people preserving their culture. All people have the right to that. But the thing is, like, we can have respect for one another, like different races, different cultures. I've always promoted that. Even when I was part of ROF, I promoted that. The thing is, I don't like corporate globalist people telling us that we have to be a collection of ideas and telling us that we have to be replaced by an army of like Indians with like H-1B visas and stuff. You got people like Elon Musk talking about like trying to import just tons of people to these programs when the people that are already here are struggling, right? And so this is something that should unite the white people and the black people that are already here. And this is what this is what a lot of people have been talking about. I mean, it's not. I mean, Nick Fuentes talks about this a lot, and I don't know Nick Fuentes that well. I'm convinced he might not even remember me, but I mean, I know him as a mutual acquaintance through Heimbach back in the day. Me and Matthew Heimbach, like I knew him through a lot of those TWP people knew him. But it's just, America is not a collection of ideas. America is a place and a people, and we might have different tribal groups that have, traditionally been part of America. So, black people have their own stake in the game to some extent because they fought wars with us. And we can't, you've got to reconcile that fact, right? So I know that a lot of people are like hardcore white nationalists in the chat. And again, I'm obviously sympathetic to that. But you got to reconcile the fact that my grandpa fought in World War II with black people on our side. We fought wars together. So, I mean, that is a shared history. It doesn't mean that I want the white race to disappear. It does mean that, we should probably be more respectful to the people that we have a shared history with, at least until they give us a reason not to be. If people are respectful to you, you should be respectful to them. I 100% think that. I don't like this shit these guys are doing in St. Cloud, Florida. They were going out beating up random homeless people. I mean, what does that accomplish? Like the shit skinheads used to do in the 90s and shit. That shit's dumb. That's not a real political movement. That's just stupid. Hurting people just because of the way they were born. So, I mean, I think the best way to heal a racial divide is you have to have real honest conversations, and real honest conversations you can't have somebody with a gun to their head and expect to have an honest conversation about anything. Imagine if I put a gun to somebody's head and I say, we're going to have an honest conversation. Well, I can't do that to you with a gun to your head, So I'm going to stop for a second, read your comments, guys. Yeah, I see Axe to Grind. You're absolutely correct. It's about, it's just about everybody wants their culture to be preserved, right? Everybody wants their culture and their heritage to be preserved and respected. And I think you can't create a false dichotomy where only Europeans aren't allowed to do that, or you're going to create hatred and resentment, right? So they call white nationalists, ethno-nationalists, hateful or resentful. I got to keep moving. The mosquitoes are biting me. They do that, but it's like you've created an environment where they can't have an honest conversation. And if you have a marriage where there's no honest conversations that ever take place, that marriage will end in divorce. It's just the same reason that I am so brutally honest when I talk to Nicole and when I talk to other people about Nicole, right? That's why I get on the stream, and without putting all of her business out there, I've said that, Nicole has some issues that she's got to work through. And I'll freely and openly admit that, because I'm not going to go into some fantasy land where I repress all of my emotions and I never say what's going on with me and Nicole ever, even to other people. You know, I tell Nicole how I really feel. My saber launcher stopped working, kind of sad. How many rounds did you put through it? I've got more than one. We've got 3 of them now. So, you know, the one you train with, here's my philosophy on the saber launchers. The ones you train with and the ones you actually shoot in an emergency situation probably shouldn't be the same one. And this is justifiable because a saber launcher is only $150, right? And so realistically, if you're a felon and you're looking for something to shoot bad guys with if they break into your house, well, a Glock is going to cost, what, $600? So if I tell you you got to buy a second launcher, you really can't cry that hard. I'm just being honest, right? But I do think you should have one that you practice with. The main problem that I have with most of the other people that are into pepper ball, a lot of kind of middle-class liberals that hate guns will buy a pepper ball launcher and they won't take training with it seriously. They'll just be like, I don't want to have a real gun. I'll just buy this and I'll put it in my dresser. And I never have actually shot it, you know, other than maybe once, you know, because it comes with the training rounds. Well, I got a rude awakening for those people. You're at a disadvantage with a pepper ball gun. If you own a pepper ball gun because you're a felon or you're some bleeding heart liberal that wants to be like Batman and you don't believe in lethal force or whatever the fuck it is, you're at a disadvantage with a pepper ball gun. You need to train with that thing a lot more than people train, you know, with their real guns. You need to train with that thing a lot. And you might break your first one. Your first one might stop working. Because, I mean, I tell you, I had a malfunction the other day, and that video went semi-viral. You could see it. It's in one of my shorts. The video where my saber pepper ball launcher malfunctioned. And I can tell you guys right now, that malfunction only happened after I put like 1,500 rounds with that thing, you know? And I know it's about 1,500 because of the magazines. Each one holds 7. So, and I count the number of mags I go through every time I do like a practice session. So I can tell you right now that there's about 1,500 rounds have gone through that thing, right? It's a very impressive number of rounds. A lot of firearms, actual guns will break with that number of rounds, right? I'm looking at you, Sig Sauer. You know? So, yeah, a lot of actual guns will break after put through that. So Dan says, hold on. Dan says, did you see the Australians protesting? No, I did not. No, I did not. That's probably something we'll have to look at when we go home. Kissin1 says hers malfunctioned after 150 rounds. Yeah, I would contact Saber and try to get a replacement. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sponsored by Saber. But they'd be crazy not to sponsor me at this point. Listen, I've trash talked Byrna already because Byrna doesn't have the magazines with the CO2 contained, right? And so Byrna, you're only limited to a certain amount of shots. With the Saber, in theory, assuming you have a working one, you could just shoot an unlimited amount of mags until the thing breaks, basically. So I honestly like the Saber better than the Byrna, right? I still need to get hands-on testing with the Byrna, but I can tell you the Saber is cheaper and from what I can see better and more tactical than the Byrna, in my opinion. The Saber is a more well put together weapon, in my opinion. And I know the Byrna people are going to be like, no, Saber's way better. And Byrna, if you disagree with me, feel free to send me a free sample of one of your products. But I'm telling you right now, the CO2 should be contained within the magazines. You shouldn't have a situation where you'll run out of CO2 before you run out of magazines. I mean, you shouldn't have a situation like that. Like I said, you're at a disadvantage. You don't have a real gun. You have a Byrna or a Saber. Okay, well, Saber, it's just better. It's just more built like a real gun. It's more intuitive. It's more like a real gun. It loads more like a real gun. So if you already have experience with real guns, you got the magazine release where it should be. You got the rail mount where it should be. You got the laser light combo that you could put on it. It works very well with the Olight Balder S series laser light combo. So it works. And then those big Condor holsters that are adjustable, the modular adjustable Condor holsters, it works perfectly with that. You get yourself a 511 tactical VTAC, get yourself some mag pouches, and get yourself one of those, and you've got yourself a home defense pepper ball setup, and you can just go to town. And any shithead, piece of shit people that come to your property starting problems, you can just pepper them over and over again all day, and you can just keep reloading. And that's what I want in a pepper ball defense system. As a felon, as a guy that used to be an ROF, I can tell you that's personally what I want. Slingshot Warrior says, the saber launcher is good, but the quick twist doesn't allow for quick activation. Listen, if there's a likely situation or something might be about to go down, I would prep all your magazines. I would twist the mags before you go into the situation, all right? So if you live in a bad neighborhood, I would just twist and I would just replace your CO2 once every 2 weeks. That's what I would personally do. I would keep those things ready to go. I would keep your saber hot, ready to go, That's just my personal recommendation, because he's right. In a high stress situation, you might forget to twist that thing. The Pistel 68. No, I haven't tried these other brands. I'm open to trying anything if the CO2 is inside of the magazine. That's the main thing. I want the CO2 to be inside of the magazine. That's the prerequisite for me taking it seriously as a pepper ball gun, because I want to be able to deal with a potential crowd of people, a hostile crowd of people outside your house or something, or potentially somebody armed better than me. I want to be able to have a big volume of fire to where I can overwhelm them if I have to. That's important to me. So I'm willing to test out anything that people send me. If a company wants to send me pepper ball stuff, please reach out to them, because I have 7,000 subscribers and I have a bunch of convicted felons that are interested in pepper ball, and I got a bunch of people that own real firearms. They just don't want the legal liability of killing their daughter's ex-boyfriend or something. Your daughter has an ex-boyfriend that's a stalker, and you don't want to kill the dude. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like Michael from GTA 5, traumatizing his daughter, killing everybody all the time. But you also don't want to be like a simp that just lets people walk all over them. So, you got a lot of wannabe gangster-ass people that do a bunch of crazy shit. And sometimes you don't need to kill them. Sometimes you just need to take a pepper ball gun and put a bunch of OC spray or CS gas in their eyes, And sometimes killing them is not the best option. That's honestly my take on that. But any company that wants to send me pepper ball launchers, pepper balls, or whatever, I'm open to it. Just know that I'm going to give an honest and fair review. I'm not going to be some paid stooge that promotes a product that I don't believe in. All right, I'm not going to do that shit. But I am one of the main influencers for pepper ball. Check out, we're going to sneak up on these deer up here. There's some deer up here. We're going to try to sneak up on them. See if we can sneak up on them. That's the cool thing about the e-bike, guys, is you can sneak up on the deer out here. See if we can. He just walked across the road. No, I can't see him. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing all right. I'm actually doing pretty well, One of the things I can tell you about being 30 years old and having been places, done things, I can tell you that a little bit of social interaction, you can deal with like negative social interactions with your girlfriend or whatever, or just her not living the way you want her to live or whatever, you can process this information and deal with it in a way that's not going to completely destroy you, you know? It's when you get older and you're used to doing these things and you have experience and you also know how to read people and you also know how to hold people accountable and you know how to become the man you were supposed to be, like what I said on a focus trip, you just get in a better position to interact with people, to call people on their bullshit, to expect better from people. And that's what being a leader is about. So as you guys are getting older and you're in your 30s, and I'm talking to you older guys now. I was talking to you younger guys earlier. Now I'm talking to you older guys. You older guys need to hold younger people accountable. Your girlfriends and shit, you need to hold them accountable. The people in your family, you need to hold them accountable, because by you not holding them accountable, you're really only hurting them. Your kids, you need to hold them accountable, right? There's a lot of life lessons in fucking Grand Theft Auto 5. Look at Michael. Look at Michael, bro. Look at how bad his kids are, because he never had, his kids were always pampered and they don't have any skills. They don't have any people skills. Everything was always handed to them. So you actually destroy your children by doing that. It's only 50 joules. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really keep up with the PSI and the joules and all that. I might have to have you on someday, because you know more of the details about things like that. I know we're oscillating between life advice and pepperball advice. I think that's kind of funny, but that's the autistic, ADHD, schizophrenic nature of this channel. This channel is a bit of a freak show, you know? I mean, we're giving good life advice, and I'm trying to teach people how to be normal, but also with the acknowledgement that I'll never be 100% normal, and probably none of us will ever be 100% normal, and that's fine. That's okay. You also need to live with that. It's okay that you'll never be 100% normal. There is no normal moving forward. The normal that human beings knew for hundreds of years, for the most part, is gone. And it's just something you're going to have to live with. It took me many years to come to those terms on that, you know. And as I'm not saying we won't get some of that normalcy back. I'm not saying we won't bring back two-parent households. I think we're sick of neoliberalism, and I think what we're going to replace it with is traditionalism. I think we're heading in the right direction. I think the culture is healing, and I think we're moving away from all this crap. But I think in some ways and in some places, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I 100% think that, right? But I also want you guys to realize we're not in Kansas anymore, as Dorothy said, right? We're not going back to that. We're not in Kansas anymore, guys. We're not going back to the 50s. We'll have a better world. We'll have a better society, a more just world with better values and more personal responsibility, which is what conservatives want, which is good. More people taking responsibility for their own lives, because really they have no choice. The money is about to be worthless. The Federal Reserve fractional banking system was not even built to last, okay? They knew it couldn't last. They didn't give a fuck. You were born into a system that was doomed to collapse, okay? That's the truth. The fractional banking, Federal Reserve bullshit, shit was never meant to last anyway. It's what we replace it with. That's what we need to start talking about. What do we replace the neoliberalist boomer establishment with when it all falls to shit? The last gasp of that system was the attempt at rebuilding it was Donald Trump. But it's become clear that you're going to need something more radical than Donald Trump. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. I'm not a political scientist or an anthropologist. I could give you some ideas, that's for sure. But I'm just a guy that talks shit on YouTube. Okay? I don't have all the answers. A lot of the people out here, they want to tell you that they have all the answers. That's how you know they're full of shit. I don't have all the answers, okay? And a lot of people out here want to pretend that they have the perfect life and that nothing ever goes wrong. I don't have a perfect life where nothing goes wrong. But you know what I do? I brush my teeth in the morning, I put my clothes on, I put my boots on, and I just fucking do my thing, you know? And that's all we can do as men. And then you need to have boundaries, and people need to respect those boundaries, and your life will get better. You need to learn how to tell people no as well. But it all starts, for those of you that work from home, I don't give a shit if you work from home. You need to get dressed in the morning, and you need to put your boots on, even if you're not leaving the house. And the reason I say that, they did a study. My mom was a nurse, and then she became a case manager at a hospital. They did a study that my mom told me about where the people that stay in hospital gowns, they don't get better. Yeah, they stay sick. They don't get better. The people that put their own clothes on and they take the hospital gowns off of them, they get better. And so it's all about, I'm not gonna lie, if you want some life-changing advice, that sounds like I'm grifting right now. It sounds like I'm full of shit. But if you want some life-changing advice, brush your teeth in the morning, put your clothes on, even if you're not planning on going anywhere. Put your clothes on, get dressed in the morning, get your EDC on your body, and act like you're going somewhere, even if you know you're not. And you'll probably end up going outside. You'll probably actually end up going somewhere. That's the crazy part about it. When you're dressed and ready to go, you have more respect for yourself, and other people have more respect for you too. There's nothing worse than a grown man that you got to wait for him to get dressed at 2 p.m. When you've made plans with him yesterday. Hey, well, I'll meet you at 2 o'clock. And you show up at his house at 2 o'clock and he's got to get dressed. Nothing worse than that, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bad look. And I know I sound like a boomer right now, but a broken clock is right twice a day. And sometimes in boomers say things that actually make sense. It's a bad look, guys. It's a bad look. I'm telling you, as a fellow young person, I'm 30 years old, I'm relatively young, that kind of has his shit together. I'm telling you, it's a bad look when somebody shows up to your house at 2 p.m. and you're not even dressed. Bad look. I don't want to scold you because I know you've already heard it a million fucking times, but now you're hearing it from a fellow young person because it's true. Those old fuckers are right when they say that. Another thing is, give the fuckers what they want. Give them a firm handshake and, understand that they have money. The boomers, they have money. You should be providing them products or services. Try to get some of that money back. A lot of people complain about how much money the boomers have. That money's got to go somewhere. Provide them a product or a service. These people are getting old. They can't even wipe their ass. A lot of them don't want to go to a nursing home. Move into their house with them and wipe their ass for a little bit. And you just tell them, hey, I'll be your home care person and I'll help you wipe your ass. Let me get some of that 401k. It's a pretty sweet deal. It's a pretty good gig, honestly. You find some rich person that shits themselves and you help them wipe their ass. It's a pretty good gig. So again, the baby boomers, they have all this money. Instead of us complaining about it, we need to be providing them with products and services. There's this lady in my neighborhood. I painted her deck. She paid me $1,500 to get a $50 bucket of paint from Ace Hardware, and I painted her deck. It was a one-day job, and I got paid $1,500 for it. And I'm not even a painter, bro. I'm a computer nerd. I work on a computer for a living. It's just, I'm just not, I don't feel sorry for myself. I get up in the morning, I put my boots on, I get my clothes on, and I just do what I can, it's okay to fail too. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fail. Eventually, me riding this e-bike long enough, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna smash my fucking head. You're gonna fail eventually. Doesn't mean you don't get out and try. I know this is a cliche. I know that I'm not the first person to say any of this, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I just say it in a more grimy way, I guess. That's why people like me. And so, yeah, we're doing something a little different with this live stream. We're actually out doing shit. I got to keep moving because these mosquitoes are going to tear me up. I'm probably about to end the stream because I'm about to pull up on the store pretty soon. And when I pull up on the store, I'm not gonna stream while I shop. That makes me look a little cringe. If I'm streaming while I'm shopping, I'm going to get some funny looks. I care about my reputation. This is kind of a small town. It's another thing about big cities is people do dumb, crazy shit because there's an endless number of people. You can always just burn a bridge because there's a million bridges. So that's another reason you see such shitty behavior in liberal cities and stuff, because people know they can burn a bridge, and then relationships are a dime a dozen. There's millions of people in the city. When you live in a small town and there's only so many people, you can only screw people over for so long, and then they recognize who you are and it's over with. So that's another reason I say move out to the country, buy some land, put a trailer on it, own property, stop paying landlords, stop making car payments. My God, drive a clunker if you have to, drive an e-bike if you have to, but don't make a freaking car payment. And so I'm telling you guys, I know the way to victory, okay? I know the way to victory. And the way to victory is you got to avoid the landmines. Oh yeah, we're gonna buy some monsters when they're in there. You know, what's his name? Snafferno or whatever. One of my guys was always in the chat. He used to make jokes about how native tribes leave Monster energy drinks for me because of the wrath of the Jereb god or something. It's just a funny joke that he came up with. I thought that was funny. Snafferno or whatever, shout out to him if he's watching this. He'll probably watch it later. Yeah, no sugar. No, don't get me wrong, bro. Glow So Bright scolded me. I'm not buying any more sugar monsters. Maybe one. Don't tell Glow So Bright. Okay? It's going to be the sugar-free ones. Glow So Bright has it out for me. So I'm not gonna be getting any more sugar monsters, except for the occasional one that'll sneak behind his back. He won't see me do it. But yeah, guys, I would move out into the country if I were you guys, buy some land, buy a piece of dirt, and then put a trailer on it if you have to, put a camper van on it if you have to, put some kind of structure that you can live on that property. Don't buy property in the cities. The cities are a hellscape. You know, one moment a nice piece of property in the city might be worth something. The next moment there's a homeless encampment right next to your property and the property value shoots down. You want to move out to the country, you want to buy some land, get an acre if you can, and then you want to put a structure on it that you can live in. All you need to survive as a man is air conditioning and Wi-Fi and a place to piss and shit. So, I mean, there you go. Just do it. You know, don't pay a landlord. Don't pay the 25% interest on that Dodge Hellcat or whatever they're trying to get you to buy. It's a trap. Don't hook up with that girl that wants to take all your fucking money. Like, avoid all these landmines, guys. I'm telling you, if you're a young guy, these are all landmines. Cigarettes are a landmine. Alcohol is a landmine. Glow So Bright has stepped on that landmine. Dude's 20 years old and drinking alcohol at 2 p.m. on a Friday. He's an alcoholic. You can see his eyes are gaunt. He's drunk. He was drunk when we did the live stream. Glow So Bright is an alcoholic, bro. I could see it. I didn't want to go there, but we got to be brutally honest. Glow So Bright is an alcoholic. Check it out, guys. We got the sheriff here. He's here to get me. No, I'm just kidding. They're not here to get me. They're good people. They're friends of mine. I don't know that particular one, but the sheriffs out here are pretty cool. I got a very good relationship with the local law enforcement out here. Good to see them out here. I don't hate cops. I don't really want them behind me flashing their blue lights. I don't really want them in my front yard, but I don't hate cops. I don't hate them at all. Guys, I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get some groceries. I'm gonna go get some groceries for my hot, sexy, spoiled girlfriend. And I'll talk to you guys, because I'm not gonna go into the store live streaming. That'd be pretty cringe, you know. But guys, I appreciate it. See you on the next one. JordanJJereb signing off.